A wooden beam AB has weight 140 newtons. It doesn't say it's uniform, so I can't mark that on yet. Length 2a meters. The beam rests horizontally in equilibrium on two supports C and D, where AC is 2 meters and AD is 6 meters. A block of weight 30 newtons is placed on the beam at B, and the B remains in horizontal and in equilibrium, as shown in figure 2. The reaction on the beam at D has magnitude 120. The block is modelled as a particle and the beam is modelled as a uniform rod. There it is, uniform. So now we can go back to here. That means this weight acts in the centre. 140. If the beam is 2a meters long, halfway is going to be a meters. The block, find the value of A. So I'm going to have to take moments here. I haven't marked on all of the forces yet, so I'll just mark on R there and 30 going downwards, which is the weight, so I don't need to multiply by gravity. If I'm finding A, that's an unknown. There's also an unknown here, so I'd like to eliminate this, and I can do that quite nicely by taking moments about C. So let's just state the intention to the examiner. Now, about C, there are 2 clockwise moments and there's 1 anti-clockwise moment, and because the beam is in equilibrium, they balance out. So first of all, the clockwise moments, it doesn't really matter which I do first. This length is A, take off the 2 and you have A minus 2. Multiplied by 140. This length of the whole rod is 2a, take off the 2, we have 2a minus 2 for the distance between here and here. Multiplied by 30 equals, and the distance from A to D is 6 meters, minus the 2 is 4. And that's multiplied by the force of 120. Now, I've noticed I can divide through by 10, which just makes it slightly simpler, and multiply out. So now I have 20A equals 82 and A equals 4.1. Let's just check that that's reasonable. The beam, this is 6 meters here between these two supports. If the centre of the beam's at 4.1, that looks like a reasonable distance. If we got a distance there of 1 or 20 or something like that, that should ring alarm bells. So now for part B, the support at D is now moved to a point E on the beam, and the beam remains in horizontal and in equilibrium with the block at B. The magnitude of the reaction at the beam at C is now equal to the magnitude of the reaction on the beam at E. Now we know that when we move these supports, the reactions must change, and that's a typical school person error to assume that the reactions remain the same. So always look at, when something changes about a question, what remains the same and what changes. So these, it says, these two are equal to each other now, it says in the question. And I'm going to leave this here and label it E. And now I'm just going to say, well, it's moved to a point E. That's no longer 6 meters from A. It's now the distance I have to find. So I'll relabel this as X. Now, I can take moments twice here and have simultaneous equations, but it's actually simpler to resolve vertically first, and you're less likely to make a mistake when you do that because you don't have to have force and distance included. So upwards forces, 2r, balance out with the downwards force, 170. So that means that r is 85. Now I can take moments anywhere on the beam, but this distance here is x between here and here. And I'd rather not have an expression for x if I can avoid it, so I'm going to take moments about about A. Clockwise, I have the distance A here multiplied by 140. I know A. And the other clockwise force is the full distance of the rod, 2A, so that will be 8.2 multiplied by 30, and that balances out with 2r, and r is 85, plus this distance here, which is x multiplied by r. And that's 85 again. And quick check to make sure that it's dimensionally correct. And now just rearranging this equation and solving it, I have x equals 7.65, or 130 over 17 as an exact fraction, or 7.65 to 3 significant figures. Marks wise, there's a method mark for an equation just in A. All terms included, no additional terms. It must be dimensionally correct, so you must have force and distance multiplied together for each of those terms. They do allow, if you've accidentally put G in, you can still get that method mark. 2 accuracy marks, one each for the equation. You get 2 marks if it's fully correct and 1 mark deducted for each error. An accuracy mark for A1, an understanding mark for resolving vertically, and a method mark for this moments equation here on the same basis as the moments equation up here. If you've decided to take moments twice, you'll get the method mark and again the 2 accuracy marks for the same reason as before, but you'll only get your B1 for the second equation. And then your accuracy mark for either form of the answer here or here. The accuracy marks and the method mark for this equation here, if you have used your 4.1 and your 4.1 was incorrect, you'll be allowed FT, follow through on that from your value. Likewise, your 85 from here, if that's incorrect, they will allow you still all of those marks, even if that's not correct, as long as your working is correct for your values.